Today we're going to forge one of history's most iconic blades, the Kukri, out of this chunk of steel. The catch is, I only have 8 hours to do it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Last time on our one-day build, we made a K-bar out of a dozer bolt. This time, we're gonna see if I can make a Kukri. But as I finished with plenty of time last time, it was a little bit too easy. So let's scale it up, or scale it down, whichever way it goes, to make it more difficult. We'll make a more complicated blade, and we'll do it in a shorter period of time. The clock starts now. All right, we are at just over 40 minutes and we have it drawn out into a bar where I can now turn it into that classical Kukri look. So we need to draw out that tip, widen it out here, and then forge in that tang. Now remember, I'm not grinding this out, I'm forging it out, which means I want to get as close to the final shape with the hammer and the anvil as possible. So what I like in my kukris is a little bit of a back fin that serves as a little bit of a false edge. So let's forge that in, and after that we can start stretching out that belly. Now do you see what's happening with the blade? It's starting to curve forward. The reason being is that as I forge out that fin, it stretches the material and it pushes it downward. So because that isn't the shape of a kukri, and that's not what we're going for, what we gotta do is kind of fine tune this backside, and then we'll start forging out the bevels, which will straighten it out a little bit. Then of course it's gonna be a lot of tweaking with the hammer as we continue to get the final shape that we want. Here's my dilemma. I love the crafting process, but the problem with that is that I'm doing a timed challenge. So you can't really see it on the camera, I'm sure, but the problem that we're facing is common to smithing, that there's just little inconsistencies that take time. And if you're doing a forge to shape challenge, that take a lot of time to get right. But this is kind of a blend. It's a forge to shape challenge as well as a time challenge. So what I gotta do is just kind of even it out and work with what I got. So pretty good so far. Now it has to be said that because I have children and I'm a very active father, oftentimes I run in to help take care of things, or you know what, I feel like taking a break and I go play outside with my kids. So there are going to be some discrepancies in attire, timing, etc. But I can assure you the time on the clock is faithful to the actual work that we put into it. It's going well so far, but we got more work to do, so let's keep going because we are on the clock. Last time when I made the K-bar, I made it out of a dozer bolt and I did a spark test to see if there was any carbon in it. Turned out there's a pretty good amount of carbon, which would make a pretty good blade. However, there were some people who were very upset at that and had a lot of wonderful things to say about me and my craft. And you know what kind of an effect that had on me? Not much. Because this is my channel, it's super cool, it's got enough carbon in order to accomplish something, so let's do it. Let's use very similar steel to make a medium carbon kukri and then test it to see how well can it hold up to some serious abuse. All right, so we are at 3 hours and 33 minutes. Now, of course, I got to add an hour because I stopped the clock and I added an hour of tempering. because remember I mentioned that I have children, and so I'm not able to just do straight 8 hours nonstop. And I figured things are going well. I got time for a full hour in the cycle of tempering. But here's what we've got. We've got a nice tempered blade. Remember last time how we had some mistakes with the tempering? Well, that didn't happen this time, thankfully. So we've got a nice flat grind that blends into a hollow grind. And then from there, we've got that hammer texture in the back in place of some jimping. We've got a ferro strike rod. Now before, one of my commenters had mentioned that as opposed to the K-bar, I had it towards the tip of the blade. They mentioned they like theirs a little closer to the base of the blade. So I put that there because it's a good point and I like it. And I'm going to do a little recessed handle here so we have a little cool little knife butt action. Anyways, now we got to sharpen it. We got to clean it up, sharpen it, handle it. Not in that order. Let's do it. Now, what about a good handle material for this blade? I think I'm using a piece of teak because not only does it have kind of an interesting grain that kind of, instead of going straight like a lot of the pieces I have, this one's at a little bit of an angle, which I think kind of benefits the curvy look. Kind of tie it all together, but it's also a very good size, but she's thick, so let's cut her down. And there you go, it's finished. We completed this entire kukri, a little messy from the testing, in 5 hours, 10 minutes, 11 seconds, and I love it. I think it's going to be a great addition to either my repertoire of blades or whoever wants to purchase it. It's available now on my site. And the great news is that it is of a similar carbon content to an axe, which is good because kukris tend to be a higher impact weapon. Higher impact blade, which means you want it to be exactly the kind of carbon content that this contains. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't seen the build of the K-bar, please check it out right here, somewhere on the screen. You're gonna see it on the screen. Stay tuned, more builds just like this coming up next.